everyone, and thank you so much for waking up with me today on Up with India. I'll be joined by an honor roll student at Howard High School of Technology. Taral Mable-Pearson was nominated for the Congress of Future Medical Leaders, and she's here on the show with me to discuss the achievement and what it means to her and her anticipation of the program. I'm so happy to have her on the show. Welcome, Taral. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Great, doing great. I am super proud of you. As I've already told you before, I think that this is a huge accomplishment. Not a lot of people can say that they're part of it, so congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Tell me about where you grew up and how you ended up as a student at Howard High School of Technology. I almost said university. That.
Hopefully, I'm trying to go there. Well, I kind of moved a lot when I was younger. So I was in North Carolina for a while, and then I moved back up here. Then I moved up here, I think, for my eighth grade year. Yeah, my eighth grade year at George Reed. When I first moved, it was kind of like school's already started, we're almost halfway through the year. And the counselor was like, hey, you're doing really good. And even though the applications for the VOTEX have passed, they said you might have an opportunity. So he gave me a packet, and I was looking through the list of things, the career areas that they had. And Howard was really interesting. They had they had LA on there, and they had medical assisting, which I found really interesting. So I was like, okay, I want to give it a shot at Howard. So I went to Howard, and I really liked it, and I joined medical assisting.
Did you always know that you wanted to be in the medical field since you were a young girl, or was this something that kind of grew over time?
Honestly, I always knew I wanted to help people and animals. Because when I was little, it was more so I liked animals a lot. And I grew up around animals, so I was like, I want to be a veterinarian. So I was really strong on that. And then I grew up, and I've had family members in and out the hospital. And to me, it was like, okay, well, it's more so now I want to help people more than I do animals. So my love for helping people and being able to help change their lives was more so what impacted me. And that's when I knew I was like, okay, I want to go into the medical field, but it's for people instead of animals.
That's so sweet. Growing up, did you always have good grades, or was this something that you kind of started to focus in on once you got to high school?
Growing up, I was naturally good at having great grades. I was always AB honor roll, but in seventh grade, when I found out about early college, and then I kind of started taking my grades a bit more serious. And in eighth grade, I made goals for me to have all A's from eighth grade all the way up until college.
Mm-hmm. You sound so mature and so ready for the world. I love it. Being on the honor roll is such a high achievement, and I think that a lot of people take it for granted. But it's so important, as your grades are what helps you get to every level in life, whether that's college, and it just shows the type of work ethic that you have, I think, right? And just being dedicated to what you believe in. What or who would you say encourages you to stay focused on your studies, but not just your studies, but your dreams?
You said what goals?
What or who would you say encourages you to stay focused?
The who, I guess, would be. I have little sisters, and my parents are always telling me, your sisters, they look up to you and they watch you. And I didn't really believe it, but as I've gotten older, I've noticed that they do follow some of the things I do. Mm-hmm. So this kind of helps me, okay, I want to do this. I kind of want to have my goal straight in my education. I kind of, that way they can follow that and have someone to look up to. But it's also the fact that I have to realize and I have to remember, even for me, that this is my life and nobody else can live it for me. And I have these goals that I want to obtain. So nobody's going to get there. Nobody can help me they can help assist me there. But in order for me to get there, I have to push myself and I have to, say, Taral, you got to do this in order to get here. And you can have this assistant. But like my parents and people say, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. They can only get you but so far, but you have to get yourself the rest of the way. So I kind of help myself mostly.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's a really good quote. And so much to your point. How did you actually end up seeking out this program, and what was the process to apply?
Actually, I wasn't aware of the program. I ended up coming home one day. My mom came home from the mailbox and she said, "Here, Joe, you got a letter." so, well, you got mail. And I opened the mail and I'm like, okay, it's a nomination. So I'm reading and I'm just like going through everything. I'm just literally there, just shocked. I'm like, oh my gosh, I got nominated for this. And I didn't know it existed. I don't know who nominated me, or like I was just honestly amazed. And I was looking at the opportunities that it can open up and the amazing people that it gave me information about. And I was just like, this is incredible.
Definitely incredible. Do you know anyone that's ever been a part of something like this, are you like the only person you know?
I'm pretty much the only person I know.
Do you ever find yourself being the only person of color or the only female when you apply to opportunities, or do you think that the makeup of accepted applicants in regards this type of program is diverse?
I feel like this type of program isn't something that's more so diverse. I feel like it's one of those programs where, they want to have diversity, but it's kind of hard for them to kind of just pick and choose people. They also want to pick and choose people that fit their criteria, if that makes sense. I feel like it might be diverse, but I also think it might be one of those things where it could possibly be diverse only for certain reasons.
Mhm. What do you say to young women, even young women of color that may look up to you now because of this you know, prestigious nomination? What do you say to them to encourage them to apply themselves in ways that would get them selected for something like this?
I would say it's definitely hard. You have to apply yourself to things, and for me personally, my life does surround my sport and my education and my future, but only because I know that where I want to go, it requires hard work. It's not just okay, I want to get there, I'm gonna do certain things, and then it's just gonna fall in place because that's not it. You have to work for what you want. And you might not be able to have time to do everything you want, but it's okay because when you get those goals and opportunities like this come along, it makes it worth it, honestly. So you just have to prioritize and just go for what you want and don't let anything stop you. Even if somebody else, they're having more fun, or you're like, I want to be a teenager. That's how I think sometimes. But I'm also like, well, look at what I'm doing and I see what I'm doing. I'm like, okay, well, I'm getting this far and I'm almost here. And I'm like, it makes it so much more worth it when I see my accomplishments and things like this. So it's just definitely go for your goals, even if it seems hard and difficult.
What does the road to this program look like? How many more days do you have until the program starts? And where is it? Give me all the details and all of those things.
Okay, well, the program this year will be online because of COVID and safety reasons. Yeah, I don't remember can remember exactly where it is, but it starts in November. So I have maybe about a month, less than a month maybe till it starts.
Mhm. And what are you most excited about? What are you looking forward to the most about the program?
Definitely the surgery. Definitely the eye surgery, so I'm definitely excited for that. But I'm also excited to get to meet different people and discuss with people, both the medical professionals who already been in the field, who are already going through it, but also the ones that are like me. They're not into the field exactly just yet, but they're still learning, and I'm excited to get to see the different perspectives and the different things I'll be getting to learn and the new ideas and mindsets.
And where is all of this taking you? Where do you want to go in your future? What do you want your legacy to be at the end of all of this? When you're done with all of your studies and go to college and all of that, where do you see yourself in the future?
I see myself as a psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner helping the younger kids and adolescents. And the legacy I hope to leave behind is no matter what you go through, no matter what issues you have, you can get through it. It's going to be hard, but like they say, there's a light at the end of the tunnel.
I
And I
love
want to showcase that's true.
That's awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate you coming on the show and sharing your story. Again, I'm rooting you on all the way through, and I wish you nothing but success in the future.
Thank you. And thanks for having me.
And thank you to all of you for watching Up with India. I'll see you tomorrow morning.